Hello, Fearless Gamers, and welcome to another podcast here on Fearless Games. I'm Matt the Vet, and today I am joined by...
James the Wildcard.
How's it going? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's.
New Year's, new exciting things, hopefully. Maybe this podcast will even get posted. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe it'll
it's
work.
It's a new year, 2017, may be different.
Full of shenanigans.
Hopefully, full of shenanigans, and you know what's going to happen? We're all going to get, jobs where we can't do this anymore, and we'll be like, we're back, and then the very next day, and we close.
Well, that's adulting.
It's adulting, the hardest thing to do.
Yeah, I don't like to adult.
Not often. I don't like to either. That's why I play with tiny little miniature toy soldiers and get angry when people don't do the rules the way I interpret them.
Yeah. You know what, though?
What?
I want to say, I'm so sorry, Sisters of Battle fans. They keep teasing you.
Oh, yes. This is the worst part of it. Okay, is they get the agents of the Imperial Agents book, which is just an updated version of their digital codex. GW's officially said on their Facebook page that it replaces the digital codex.
Right.
Saint Celestine is not in it. The one model everybody plays in that army is not in the list.
It's like the one good HQ choice I have.
Then they bring her back in this Fall of Cadia thing, make her a usable by any Imperial army, so just like that dude on the chair,
yeah,
Theodore, he's no longer exclusive to the sisters, everybody can have her. They are apparently, from what we're reading in the description of the Fall of Cadia on GW's websuit, they're cramming them together with the Black Templar, so instead of taking two armies that desperately need the royal treatment, they're just going to take them as is and just smush them together. It's...
Well, the Black Templar are part of the Space Marine Codex.
Yes, but apparently coming from a friend who's a big Black Templar fan, the way they are now, there's no point in taking them.
Well, the thing is, there's still a very, from looking into them and seeing what people who play them are, they're perfectly viable to play. It's just that they're now... They don't have their Holy Orb of Antioch. They don't have certain... they don't feel like a fully established chapter. They feel like a chapter tactic if you want to be really assaulty.
Yes.
But
then again, why not just be like Raven Guard or somebody else? At that point.
Because they have access to the Crusader squad. You have to, they have access to certain things that you need their chapter tactic for. But I just feel bad because Saint Celestine's model, not bad, but the old one wasn't bad either. So
I like the new one. I'm just sitting there going, how does she stand?
Yeah, that looks terrible for balancing purposes. But
I will say, really, really good deal. You get her two twinsy friends, the Inquisitor, and that huge Magos Dominus that is roughly as tall as a Carnifex for $80.
It's a great deal.
That effectively makes Saint Celestine $26, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, and I heard her twinning buddies over there, because they're twinning, which are basically, Seraphim.
Basically, that's what it's actually, when you translate their name, their title is Twin Superior.
Yeah, so it's just but they look great too. It's that would make awesome Seraphim, and from there would make awesome Plastic Sisters. And I was like, would you stop teasing your only true loyal fan base?
I know that they're swearing that there's going to be Plastic Sisters. Just do it already.
I just feel this is miniature waterboarding. It's ridiculous.
Everybody just send GW that Shia LaBeouf video of him just going, just do it, with a picture of Plastic Sisters release. Do it! Just do it!
Because everything in that little triumvirate of the Imperium is cool. It's just that out of all your factions, I mean, Space Marine players play Space Marines, Chaos play Chaos, so on and so forth, but I don't think there's been a truer to the cause fan faction than Sisters of Battle fans.
No,
and
those people are very. It is a test of faith how long you go with that. And Phil, the Stark Lord, has failed that test. He is quitting the Sisters.
Yeah, no more acts of faith for him. But at least until they become fully plastic with a brand new codex, then he'll probably come back. But
what's going on is he's giving me the Sisters.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, fine, that's cool. And I'm helping him sell a bunch of stuff. He's loaning me a bunch of stuff, like stuff he doesn't want to get rid of, but he doesn't want sitting in a case. He wants being played.
Yeah.
And when he's back, when he's in a better position so he can play more, he's going to take the loan stuff back. And I told him, I was like, okay, I'm buying the Sisters off of you, but I've got a clause in there. If GW does something and restores your faith in them, you can buy them back, no issue. I will not be a jerk and be like, no, they're mine.
Yeah.
Anything like that. The only thing he has to deal with is I might strip them.
Yeah. Because, paint them better.
I'll probably, if I do strip them, I'll probably still keep them white because everyone does red and black Sisters, and I do like to stick out, which is why I did my own craft world over taking one of the 4 big ones.
Yeah, and it's not like his Sisters look bad, it's just that those were painted, a decade ago, so...
Yeah, roughly, because I didn't get back into 40K until roughly 2007.
Yeah, so they were, and he was collecting them, I know, when we were in college rooming together, which was 2006. So yeah. I was going to speak conservative and say a decade, so they could stand to get repainted. But
the only thing he's not giving me is Saint Celestine, because he loves that model. It's his favorite. It's the one that he's really proud of the painting job for, which can't blame him for that.
Oh yeah.
And it doesn't matter because I got the other Saint coming.
Yeah, but I'm just like, GW, you gotta take that dagger out of the Sisters of Battle player's side and just give them, what was that? Internet thing, like, leave her alone. Just leave
Brittany alone.
Yeah, leave Sisters alone. Just give them what they want. Stop bothering them.
I'm gonna still hold the faith that this is kind of like a teasing that we're going to, because apparently what's going on is this story is Saint Celestine went to the Black Templar and went, I need you for a crusade, and just left the Sisters back on Terra.
Or whatever other planets they're on.
This, I just say Terra because I believe that's where their base is. I think
well, they have worlds, kind of like the equivalent that Space Marines have worlds, only it's more like, and we have this chapel where we sit and we pray when we don't do anything. Which is a lot of the time, apparently. But
unless the Grey Knights need to polish their armor, then we're doing something. It's dying.
Yeah. But it's just like, I feel like maybe they're doing a proof of concept, like testing the waters by having it with a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's temporarily out of stock for a pre-order, and I'm solely convinced it's because all the Sisters went as one and purchased.
Basically, no. I am convinced. I'm convinced that when Saint Celestine, because this happened on all of my personal Facebook groups.
Yeah.
When she came out, everyone's like, stop the clock! Smash the clock! Throw it in the trash! This is not a drill! Plastic Sisters, not a drill!
Yeah. There's only 3 of them, but still, not a drill. Everyone, purchase now!
There's plastic! Go!
Initiates purchase protocol 23. Go! Like, I have to imagine that, because anything else that's been up for pre-order that wasn't like while supplies last, which this wasn't, is usually not listed as temporarily out of stock, like within a day.
Sisters fans, props to you for sticking with it, and in essence doing the best thing you can do for your army, which is buy the stuff GW sends out.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, GW savvy for putting it with an Inquisitor model. That's pretty cool, and with the cool Magos, that helps. But I still think it's mostly Sisters. I wish I could be that steadfast with an army the way Sisters of Battle people in general are with the Sisters.
Yes. No. If anything, I will say Sisters of Battle players are like the prime example of what all of us
need to do.
The need to do. The Chaos players, the Dark Angel players,
Everybody.
The Necrom. Like, I'm thinking of all the ones that I like always hear people complain about, and you gotta look at the Sisters players and take from their example. They just trudge through it and go, one day we shall rise and everyone will play our army.
But yeah, no, I mean, a really cool thing to see, for sure.
Yeah.
I give it plenty of props.
Interesting thing with this, GW released a video today explaining a little bit about that Inquisitor and the box set in general.
Yeah.
Apparently, if they're run as a formation with all three of them,
okay,
all three of them count as a warlord and gain their warlord trait for the game.
Weird.
Yes, so all three of them, like, you know how typically if you have a special character but he's not your warlord, he loses his warlord trait? Well, these three do not if they're in a formation together. And when they're together in a certain range of each other, they provide buffs to each other. What those buffs are, they haven't said, but the one interesting thing they was talking about was the Inquisitor today. She, apparently, when she is denying the witch, she always counts as a psyker higher level than the caster.
Makes sense.
And she has so Aramin shoots a spell at her. It's like, guess what, Aramin? I'm level 5 against you. And against Magnus, she's level 6. Just for in terms of like bonuses, so she gets the +1 to her roll.
Right.
She has her own psychic power, which is nasty if you run an assault army. Like, it's going to make Black Templar be like, yes! Because what happens is she casts it on a unit. That unit cannot sweep, overwatch, and must take a pin check. And do something else. Like, basically, they screw them over for anything combat related.
Right.
If she ups the warp charge count, it becomes a point and a bubble effect instead. So you basically just get all of your sword brethren and everybody lined up for charging. You pop her special spell right in the middle of everything you want to die, and then they all come in and go, haha, you can't sweep us, you can't do jack against us. And nastiness ensues. Right.
You know, cool stuff all around, and, you know, will be interesting to see what people do with that stuff. But you know what? I think it's pretty cool that kind of nobody's talked about because it's Ermagerd Sisters. But is in the new release section, you can get a tactical squad of Dark Angels and other stuff they do like this with a Rhino and the Dark Angel upgrade thing for $55.
Which is nice. That's roughly the price of the Rhino.
Well, the Rhino is... I was looking at the price. The Rhino's like $37.
No, they're $37, right?
But the Rhino's $37, the Tactical Squad's $40, and then you got to buy the upgrade kit. So you're getting...
Which is $12.
Yeah, so you're getting quite the deal here.
Yeah,
and they're doing it for other stuff as well. So, you know...
It's all part of, I think, their, like, new, like, starter, like,
yes,
things.
Get started in playing. And I like this. You know, some people have criticized on the web because you got to criticize if you're a fan of GW or anything.
Or just the internet. You have to criticize about something. Something
for everything. The Citadel paints set for certain factions because they're the 3 mil pots like the tint set. But it's $15 and you get like the basic colors you need to just get started in painting.
Which is nice.
It's a really good deal in my opinion because they did something like that before in the past, but it was like, you know, the really old snap fit, you get 3 Ultramarines, the Ultramarine colors, and it's basically 3 mil pots anyway. So this is just forget the models because if you're going to collect orcs, you don't want that. So here's Citadel Paint Orcs. You get like 6 pots. They're 3 mils each, but it's enough to get started, to get your feet wet, to decide, yes, this is what I need, and this is the colors I will pursue after that, and so forth. So, and you can get, if you're, you know, thinning your paints and all that jazz, those 3 mils can last a good time.
Just praise Duncan.
Yes. But I mean, I like those. This is a nice little set. The Artificer tint set, really cool. I will say this: I've seen people who just use it like paint. You're doing it wrong. It's meant to tint your paints and do stuff that way. Because people, I saw a couple of things online on the interwebs, as vast and as it is. It's as vast as the warp, right? But
Yes.
and I've seen people go, "Oh, this stuff's not that good. It's not that much paint. Yeah, it's good coverage, but you're gonna use it up quickly." I'm like, "You're not supposed to paint with it. Read the back of the box." It's like you change hues or strengthen hues or make things happen, and it's not meant to be just used like a base coat for your armor.
Duncan even tells you how to use it.
Praise be his name. But
Praise be Duncan, always too thin coats.
I like the route they're going with a lot of stuff. It's something that is refreshing because they could easily just be like, well, here's the colors you need, go buy it. Well, here's 6 paint pots, go.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
It's very nice to see some of this stuff coming out. And speaking of nice stuff and all that, Forge World released a lot of cool-looking Custodian Guard stuff recently.
Well,
it's not out for sale now. It was part of this, if you were there, you could buy it scenario. But there was a lot of cool stuff that was there, and I really want it.
I've only seen the other vehicle and then the Dreadnought.
Which is the other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. For Custodian Guards, for what they have right now, it's a lot.
Well, it's 2 extra things, and they have 2 things right now, so it's literally double what they have.
It's basically double. It just looks awesome. And in February, we will be seeing more of it.
Yes, it will be. That's what I'm looking forward to. On top of 1,000 Suns, looking forward to Custodian Guard stuff because I want to see what all they're truly going to get.
Yes, word is the latest from this recent. What the recent thing is Titanicus has been delayed. It was going to be coming out fairly soon, but they're pushing it back to the end of the year, primarily to get more of the models done, so they have more of the range available. And they want to kind of stock up on prints because they're predicting this is going to sell a lot. But we should see the minis of the Warhound, the Warlord, the Reaver, the Quintessa, or whatever that Super Knight is called. Whatever that thing is, the new Super Giant one.
Acastus?
Yes. That one.
Okay.
Yes.
Time out. Hold the phone.
Yes.
Fordril. Enough with the knights. This is virtually a Warhound Titan. Enough.
Basically.
It's virtually a Reaver, actually, because it's got 3 weapon systems. I mean, enough. It's 320 pounds for a knight.
Yep.
Enough. The knight head's fine. Your latest batch of knight head's pretty cool. I'll give you that. But chillax with the knights.
And with that, it's not these dudes. It's something with a Q. Some weird Titan thing with a Q. Cool. I don't know what it is.
Okay, fair enough. But still, my point still stands.
Yeah, no, this point still stands. The knights. This is chill.
Calm down. I know you're addicted to crystal meth now with your knights, but you gotta stop. You gotta get off. This is an intervention.
See. I'm curious now. There are, with the Quintessences, there are 22 options on Forge World's site for Quintessence Knights.
Yeah, there's
that's counting the book, the transfer sheet, the heads, and the pilot.
Yeah, but I mean, like, whoa. That's all I gotta say there.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 knights on that page by themselves.
Yeah, 8 knights on one page. The big knight for pre-order, which is 9.
Yep. No,
and then
I was counting that one.
Oh, that one I don't think it's on the first page of just knights, is it?
Yeah, he's under Quintessence.
No, I'm talking about the one up on the pre-order site.
Pre-order?
The huge, the Porphyron.
Yeah, no, that's no longer a pre-order. That's now
or add to cart. It's on new, but it's not listed amongst the Cerastus and the Atropos.
Yeah, I'm looking at him right now.
He's not there on that page though.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not on my page. When you
look
at 40k Imperial Knights, the 8 Knights.
I'm not looking at 40k. I'm looking at Horus Heresy.
I'm looking at 40k, which is 8 Knights.
I'm looking at Horus Heresy, which is
7.
Quintessence. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, well, does that have the Cerastus Knight Lancer in there?
Yep.
And the Cerastus Knight Atropos? Yeah, yep. So there's 8. There's a total of 8 Knights because it says a House Terran upgrade from Forge World, and there is 5 from GW.
Yep. But there's talk of that there, and then what we're going to see is 7th book. It's going to be one of those releases where book 7 comes out, and then you can buy it after the campaign on the website. We should see Magnus at this event. I'm hoping, and maybe because I want to buy him. I've been saving up my credit card points so he can be free for a while, and now I can buy him and the book he comes with because I've been saving for so long.
Yeah,
but
I mean, it'll be interesting to see for sure what all they do release, but they gotta slow their roll on Knights, just like they gotta slow their roll on Dreadnoughts. I mean, the Leviathan Dreadnought, it's like, dude,
I've seen that thing. It's a huge.
It's a baby knight. I mean, it's like.
And then you've got the Deirdrio, which is kind of cool looking. I have to admit, I like the Deirdrio and how he looks.
And I like the Deirdrio, however it's supposed to be called. But but I like it. It's still though it's on the larger side for a knight.
Yeah, and it's a little big.
I mean,
it's on Contemptor Dread. It's on Contemptor Dread legs.
Yeah, and that's like it's at the limit. But the Leviathan is like, no, this new Porphyrion Knight, no, you're going too far.
They love their knights.
What I do like is they released like the Night Lord's Chain Glaive as a weapon set, the Scythes for the Death Guard as a weapon set, and what I like about them is that these are weapons that are universally usable by Terminators and Power Armor.
Yep, because that's one of the Legions, usually their ability. All dudes who have the option can take this weapon and swap it out for this weapon at no extra charge.
I just like that it's not a Power Armor set and a Terminator set. It's just one set for both.
Yeah.
And
that's one of the things I think is great about the Terminators. When they don't have a power fist, they have power armor hands.
Well, yeah, but one thing that's weird about some of the GW kits and all of the Forge World Heresy era Terminator kits is that they have the hands separate from the arms. Yes. Dark Angels do the same thing. I think Space Wolves do the same thing, and so forth.
All of them now. That's like the new shtick they're following in suit of the Prospero Burns and Betrayal of Calth,
which is the way it should be, so you can have the ability to do that setup. Not that it matters, because the Codex doesn't unless you take the supplemental book, doesn't let you do anything cool with Terminator equipment anyway. But it's just that's how it should be.
Yeah, but no, I just like that because it doubles up. So all they do is it's a win-win. If you're just getting the chain glaives for your Terminators, you now have 1, 2, 3, 4 new arm poses for power armor dudes and 3 new hands.
Yeah, exactly.
For power armor dudes. So it works out in all cases because they rigged them. Because like I said, the fact that when you look at them, the Terminator's regular fist has always been the size roughly of a power armored arm.
Oh yeah, always.
Which makes it just perfect. It's almost as if they planned it that way.
Imagine that. But it's really cool to see, and I hope we'll see more Legion specific stuff like that happen. Mm-hmm. I believe it happened for Night Lords, Death Guard, and Emperor's Children at the very least. I don't know about anything else. I don't really know of anything else that's got something specifically unique.
No, I don't think anyone else has like a specific weapon.
Not
that they can
yet,
swap
anyway.
Not yet. Now
I'm calling you out, Forge World, you Thousand Sons. You better do me proud. But
they're going to get all Kopeshes, and you'll be wondering why you ever take them because they will stink.
They will be that's probably how it will go. But you will see Kopeshes in all my dudes, regardless of how bad they are.
Oh, this weapon is strength -5 and AP 0.
Taking it.
Worth it.
Basically. That's how it's gonna be for me.
It
but,
is.
But Fordrel does a lot of nice stuff on
They
top
do.
of going overboard with certain things like knights. But they do a lot of nice stuff too. I really do like the way Fordrel handles things. I do.
Yes. And speaking of that, I have to say, GW, I like your new Lord of Change model. I mean, that thing looks pretty.
Yes. Yes.
I've shown you it, right?
Yeah. It looks good. It's definitely a nice update.
Yes. And it's supposedly is as tall as the Bloodthirster model. I like how the staff is kind of like, ooh, I don't know what shape I'm gonna be in because I'm a changing. And the little brimstone horrors at his feet.
Yeah.
But I totally called, the head. When the new Ever-Chosen model came out, when he got his new horse spawn thingy, I sat there and I went, okay, that Zinich head, that's what the Lord of Change is going to look like when he comes out. And I was right.
Cool.
Which is great. And here's something, maybe talk about for a little bit. It's the new year.
It is.
It's 2017. 2016 is over.
Right.
And thankfully, for the beast is now settled. It has filled its gullet full of celebrities and now rests.
Yeah, but the question is,
For how long?
For how long until 2017 rises its head?
Yes. Well, it's already here. We don't know if it's a friendly year or a...
That's what I mean.
nasty
It
year.
hasn't really raised its head.
So with that comes resolutions. And I was curious, are there any gaming resolutions that you have, my friend?
I want to get into BattleTech's miniature game proper.
Okay.
So that's one of them. The other one is to kind of streamline what I got, like clean up my hobby stuff. I have paints that really I should throw out, but I just haven't because it's why. So I probably should throw some paints out and take stock of paints I throw out versus paints I throw out and they need to replace. Like my Celestial Gray became like tar and I can't save it. So I'm going to have to throw it out and then buy it because I need Celestial Gray, for example.
Just speaking of that, there's an app called Citadel Paint List.
Yep.
There's a free version and a paid-for version. Paid-for version ain't worth it. Well, depending on what you want, but that's actually really cool because you can set it to... You have a list of what you have, and then they have a shopping list. So then you can just go, ooh, so you throw out your Celestial Gray. You throw out your Celestial Gray, pull out the app, go to Celestial Gray, hit shopping cart. When you go to the store, when you tap the shopping cart icon, all of your shopping cart paints are there, and you now know which paints you need to buy.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely cool. But stuff like that, I just want to do a general housekeeping thing of what I got. And like for example, my 32mm bases, I don't know where they are. They're not in the boxes they came in for the kits that they came with. I honestly have no idea where they are. I want to find those. I thought they would be with my paints. They're not. I don't.
Okay.
That's where the Terminator bases are. Which I don't know what happened. So I gotta find my bases. And I gotta just take general stock of that and assemble things that I will paint in certain color schemes and just get organized, really.
What I've been trying to do that. I almost got my stand nice and clean, and then I got it all messy again. My resolution for this is kind of two things right now that I'm going off of. Three, really. First and foremost is to get my whole desk clean. I bought a bunch of those nuts and bolt drawer things to clear out bits and such.
Yeah.
I want to throw out all of my bins of bits and get them in these drawers, so less clutter.
Yeah.
I want to get all of my Eldar painted. That is like my official like 100% needs to get done this year is all my Eldar painted, done. Don't buy any Eldar until they're painted and done.
Right.
I'm getting strong right now. I've only got, on the not painted end of Aspect Warriors, I've only got 10, 20, looks like I only got like 25 left, not counting Exarchs and Phoenix Lords. Then it's all just tanks, jet bikes, and guardians. Which, because they're the generic stuff, I could just pull out the airbrush, go zip, 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 and get them done faster, because I'm not like, oh no, this shrine has to be this color, and it's gotta be this scheme, and all this jazz. I could just go. I'm trying really hard to remember what one Aspect Warrior paint scheme was, so I don't have to strip them and paint those as well.
Right.
Which has gotten me, I'm actually working on my own little app to help me work on that, and I got a friend helping me with that, and if it actually works, maybe I'll put it on the market.
Cool.
Let's see. Aside from the Eldar getting painted, after that, it's I want to get rid of my Guard. I want to just sell all of my Imperial Guard. With the I kept a small Trader Legion force.
Yeah.
Because with the Trader Legion from the Road Trader book, Imperial Armor 13,
yeah,
with a small force of Thousand Sons, I was able to beat somebody, like, table him, who I've never been able to table before. I'm like, ooh, I stink at guard, but drop their ballistic skill down and make me pay 3 points to put it back up, and I'm golden! Don't ask me why, but that's how it goes. And I want to get my my Dark Angels situated. I just bought a Thunderhawk for them.
Okay.
And it is glorious. And I want to get into big goal after the Eldar. I want to get my Heresy army painted.
Right.
I've got a lot of Heresy stuff to do. I've got a Spartan, a Sakaran, 2 of those Proteus Land Raiders, I think they're called. The ones that look like the original Land Raider.
Yeah. Land Raider Proteus or something like that.
Yes, that's it. The Storm Eagle, and I've got a whole bunch of other 30k stuff that I'm like, I should paint all of you. And just in general, I just want to try and get my not painted collection whittled down. I want my painted collection to outnumber my unpainted collection right now. That's my major goal. And to get everything bagged and all that jazz.
Yeah, that's along the line when I mean like condense and get my stuff organized is then figure out of the models I have what's going to be painted what, right?
Yep.
Because I want to paint some Lamenters. I want to do Thousand Sons Legion Force back in the pre-heresy. Mm-hmm. And I want to eventually figure out a color scheme for my force. It's just everything I thought I figured out ends up looking terrible when it's actually on a model. So I don't know what I want to do.
And I'm still debating. Like, you saw those crystal blue Dire Avengers I sent
which
you.
I like. I like that look a lot.
Now that I've added, like, gold on their guns, all their guns are gold,
yeah,
I'm liking it a lot more. I just don't like how the Tamiya paint is working.
That's the thing about Tamiya acrylic. It works differently from... It's not like regular acrylic. It feels different on the brush.
Like, I painted with it. And it was like, oh, going good. And then all of a sudden, it's like, after, like, I get, like, the legs painted, and then once I get to the torso, I'm like, oh, it feels like I'm painting with Vaseline. And I'm like, oh, let me use some of the Tamiya thinner. I'm like, oh, that just makes it dry faster. What is going on? And some of these minis actually have paint chips off of them. Because... it ripped the paint off of it because of how thick it was getting and the friction going on. And I'm just like, what do I need to do to make this paint flow? Exactly.
That's what I experienced with the red. I've done a couple of things to try and combat that. One of the things is, firstly, I don't know what the heck is in Tamiya acrylic, but it smells like Vicks Vapor Rub. And
it does.
And it's flammable. And it feels like a hybrid of enamel and acrylic paint, like on the brush. That's how it feels to me. And I don't know what it is. What I do know is that you have to have, at least on infantry. On vehicles is a different story. On vehicles, you don't want to do this route. In fact, I discovered a alcohol ink that you don't want to use on alcohol paint because it'll lift the alcohol paint off, but it'll work on acrylic. And the alcohol ink actually works really well to get a streak-free look on vehicles, unless using airbrush with Tamiya, then you're fine. But anyway,
I forgot Tamiya's airbrushable.
Yeah,
but probably try that now.
I don't have an airbrush to do it.
I should try running the clears. Man, I need to talk to you more. You throw ideas in my head that I never would have thought of.
It's the one thing that's holding me back with Tamiya's paint is that I don't have an airbrush because I know it'll get really smooth. The thing is, when you're using a brush with it, though, you have to trust that you don't have to paint the entire model in one layer and then second layer. You can do it in batches and then it will look fine once you place it together. To combat that chipping, though, what I've actually done is I've taken Tamiya, thinned it down, put it in the palette, and then I've taken acrylic, not acrylic, oh yes, it's acrylic. I've taken matte varnish and I mixed it right in with the Tamiya and I painted it on there. It cuts the glossy, so if you're looking for gloss, you might want to try satin varnish or something. But I've noticed it combated chipping for me. At the same time, I also went super light on the coats, and I did like 4 really light coats where it's like, this looks pink, this still looks pink, this looks pink, oh look, it's red, and it's like
speaking of ridiculously super thin down Tamiya clear blue, like 1 brushful versus like 5 drops of X20A thinner on silver paint, you've got yourself Alpha Legion without even trying. I was painting the first Dire Avenger. I'm like, you look like you're a Dire Avenger who joined the Alpha Legion.
Oh yeah, there is beauty to me a clear range of paints. I have the blue, I have the red, they have orange and yellow. I mean, it's great. It's just that you better use Tamiya product, and you better use Tamiya product with it. Like when you use, I've tried where I just took the paintbrush full of water and I mixed it with some Tamiya clear red, and it's not like the paint blows up or anything, but it definitely it feels wrong on the brush. It's like this paint is not happy.
Yes, no.
And I don't get it because out of all the acrylics, it's the only one that smells like Vicks Vapor Rub and is flammable. I have watercolors, I have Reaper, I have Vallejo, and they're all not flammable.
Yeah, that is true. I don't know what they do to make theirs flammable. One of the major reasons I invested heavily in clear Tamiyas is because of they're very popular with like model cars and train cars.
Oh yeah, they are.
For tinting windows.
Oh yes.
And I saw this one beautiful video that I'm gonna watch it religiously to see what this guy does. That's why I bought Liquid Mask from Vallejo. Which, if you guys are ever looking for it and you just spot it in a show shop, and when you shake it, it's actually liquid, buy it. It's impossible to find that stuff not dried out already in the bottle. I've gotten to some places, I'm like, it's supposed to be green, and it is dark blue, and when I shake it, nothing happens. It's impossible to find, wet. When I bought a bottle, I was like, oh, I finally found some usable Liquid Mask, and my friend's like, where did you buy that, and do they have more? It's
it's weird.
It is. But that, and I bought it for tinting Eldar clear plastic canopies.
Yes.
So I could be like, ooh, my Eldar, the tertiary color for my craft world is orange, so I got orange clear, so all their canopies are going to be tinted orange with the purple frame, so they match the helmets and such. And my Corsairs, their tertiary color is an icy blue. So I'm going to take purple. Sorry, it's purple. So I'm going to take the clear red and the clear blue, mix them together, and give them this nice purple tint. Because I couldn't find clear purple. Did they make clear purple?
I think, and if you're careful, and you'll try the same approach, but you're even more careful with the thinness and the multiple layers and thinning it down, they make one called Smoke, and it's basically liquid black, clear black.
Ooh, smoky windows.
Yeah, so you can actually have like a black tinted window.
That's cool.
I have it. I tried it in terms of doing like a metallic-y black armor, and it does work. It's a different style of black than just having dark gray with black wash over it.
Yeah.
It's not 100% clear black, like it's not like clear red or clear blue, but it's called smoke, and it does do a similar effect. I bought it on a whim, and I was actually pleasantly surprised.
I'd have to say, between like the two of us, you're more of the on the whim, what the heck, I'll give it a try guy when it comes to this stuff.
When it comes, you know why though? Because I'm really bad at painting. I'm like, something's got to work for me.
Like me, I'm always sitting there going, oh, I don't know. And I have to get like 7 people to all go, yes. And if like one person goes, well, you can say so, I'm like, done, no one interested. But you're just like, it says use only for outdoor lawnmowers, but what the heck, it should work on a Mini.
I mean, I'll give anything a shot because I lack finesse with an I don't have an airbrush, number one. I lack an airbrush. 2, I lack capability with an airbrush because I don't have an airbrush. And it's funny how it plays out that way.
You should just go to a Harbor Freight and buy one.
I will have
with a pump for like $80.
I will eventually get it.
But the pump is beautiful. Pump.
I will eventually get it. Get an airbrush, but like with that, I just go ahead and I go, okay, I don't have an airbrush. And even if I got one, I wouldn't want to mess with Alcad paint. That's too. It's Alcads are lacquer, and lacquer paint is just it's too like for the miniature hobby.
What's this thing?
Alcad paint is basically like lacquer paint for models. It's almost like it's Alcad. Alcad too. It's these, if you type in ALCAD, that's a company.
Yeah, because that name sounds like the way that you put that out there. Like the name sounds like like liquid mask, matte varnish. Alcad sounds like it one of those technical things.
It does, and it might be, but I think there's also a company called it, and they make Alcad too. The thing is, like when let's say you're looking at a car, like a hot rod that's got this really awesome pearlescent purple going on.
Okay.
Alcad can mimic it on your model perfectly.
That's crazy.
The problem with it is you must wear a mask when using it. It must be in a well-ventilated area. It's lacquer. It's a lacquer paint. It's as quote-unquote dangerous, for lack of a better term, as lacquer paint would be. So all the precautions that a professional painter would take on automotive style, in the paint booth with the stuff, granted you don't have to wear that because you're not painting a full-size car. You still have to take similar precautions. So it's like that's way too hardcore for me. Even though the results are absolutely fantastic. You'd use a gloss black Alcad base, and then you put to do Thousand Suns Red, gloss black Alcad base. You do a copper, and then you shade it with gold Alcad, and then you hit it with their candy red, and it looks so good. But I'm like, it's not worth it for me. So I look at alternatives. To me, a clear red, an alternative. I look at alcohol. I was in the stamp section of a Hobby Lobby because I was trying to find their paint section that wasn't, canvas paint. So I'm like, where is your paints? So I ended up in the stamp booking thing or stamping, and that's where I found this alcohol ink by Ranger. I
saw that video where you were like, I was in the stamp section.
Yeah, and I was like, lo and behold, it had a thing called red pepper, and lo and behold, it works really good for trying to achieve a Tamiya-like effect on a flat surface without streaking, unless you have an airbrush, and then you use Tamiya clear red in the story. But
interesting.
So I look at stuff to try because I like to try to find the dime store equivalent. It looks almost as good, but it's not what you think. And also, I'm a bad painter, so any way I can cheat the system, I try.
Also, to be fair, you're kind of in an area where it's like, where's a hobby store? What's that?
Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
You're so spoiled by Long Island where it's like you throw a rock outside your front door and you hit a hobby shop. Yes, I mean it is very true. And I just opened up my Tester's enamel metallic red paint to smell it. Mm-hmm. It smells. It's not quite as strong, but it's got a similar smell to Tamiya clear red. I don't know what Tamiya is using, but because that's an enamel, which is oil, it doesn't make any sense. Well, now you're going to have to go on a venture where you lock yourself in your room for, weeks, with staring at a pushpin board with a bunch of papers and yarn tying around them, just going, "What is it made of?"
Yeah,
discovering that everything goes back to 24, but that's just a coincidence.
Exactly. But I just like to go back to the whole like try things out. I look up stuff like, and then I go, I just give it a shot because any leg up I could have in painting, I'll take. Because I am, you see my stuff. It's
It's tabletop quality.
Yeah, but I want more. And I don't think
surprisingly, for me, Duncan from GW has been like a godsend for me because the man, as Phil has put it, the man knows how to make GW paints work.
Yeah, and
he knows how to teach it to you without you feeling stupid when you try to do it yourself. Like if you go to the our Facebook page and you look at those Dark Reapers, the current edition Dark Reaper models that are on the site, Facebook page, sorry, not the site. The skulls and all the bone colors on them was used using Duncan's technique for skulls on the Stormfang when he that's the name of that plane, right?
Sure. I don't know.
It's the Space Wolves brick.
It's the Space Wolves. That's now its new name.
He uses this color scheme for the bone wolf skull on the front of it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to watch how he does this, and I'm going to try and do this. And I'm like, holy crap. It's easy to do. And it's like, he's great at that. And
oh, yeah, no, he does great. I mean, he better know his paint and stuff. He's their employee, basically, so he better know it. But, like, and see, how I am with paint is how you are with trying techniques. I look at that, like, for example, I have the Artificer 10 set. I own it. And,
you're crazy.
And he has, he shows, 14 scoops of the blue into this metallic and got the Alfarius blue, basically. And I'm like, it's a trick. It's got to be a trick. It's not going to work if I do it, so I even try. It's like, that's how I am with technique. Like, to me, it's, I guess, you should know, because we grew up in the era when, like, for example, with cooking shows where it's like, and you take these 4 eggs, these 2 things, you mix it up, and I have it pre-made already, and voila, masterpiece. And it's like, you missed about 17 steps there, lady. But, so that's how I feel like his painting is. But at the same time, I've been told by plenty of sources it works.
I affront that to, like, Bob Ross. I've been watching a lot of Bob Ross because Netflix has been giving me Bob Ross, and I've been happy about it.
And it's glorious. It's
and I'm sitting there going, okay, Bob Ross, you either sold your soul to the devil or you're the first coming of the Emperor, because dang, sir. But he, like Duncan, I've been sitting there going, you know what would really look cool, because we have a GW store by us, which has been great. I have 3 of that Forge World mini that was recently, the Apothecary Cataphracti. It was kind of funny. I bought one. A friend went, "Oh, I got you one for you." I'm like, "Great, awesome! Now I have 2." My Elena, her brother-in-law texts me going, "I got you that Forge World mini." I'm like, "Awesome! I got 3 now." Because of that, we're going to have Armies on Parade competitions. And I'm sitting there going, I'm painting my stuff, I'm listening to Bob Ross do mountain schemes and such, and I'm like, ooh, that would be awesome. I could buy a canvas, and then I can have a backdrop that says, no, stop. But I keep thinking about, like, trying Bob Ross's techniques to see if I could do, like, a mountainy storm range to put behind whatever display board I make.
Yeah, no,
because he keeps telling me I can do it, and the way he says it, I kind of believe I can.
One of the things I love about Netflix, and I hope it never goes away, is that they have the Bob Ross. I've watched that myself a lot. I love Bob Ross.
And they've got 2 seasons. The only thing I wish, because I don't know if he's ever done one, is if he's ever done a Rainy portrait. I'm like, he's got to have done Rain at one point.
I don't know, because he's done a lot of portraits.
He's done over, like, he does roughly because he does like a new episode. He used to do like once a week or like once a day or something.
Yeah,
so
well,
he did like over 200, and he did double paints because he did the one test so he could see how he's going to do it, and then he paints the thing there. He used to do like 200-300 paintings a year, and I'm like, they can't all be snow. I mean, they're all beautiful, but he's got to have like a rainy one there.
Well, I know he has a lot of. He also has like beach and like river and a forest and stuff. He's got all. Yeah. I mean, he might have rain. I don't know.
His beautiful ones that I want to do, because like if I were to do one for my Eldar and do like a backdrop painting, I would look at one of his mountain.
Oh yeah, his mountains are fantastic.
I don't care what he says. I disagree with him. I think he does better mountains than his son. Which, his son is a block of wood. It's literally watching a block of wood paint.
Yes, basically. But like,
no offense to him, but he has like no personality. And I'm like, is he alive?
Bob Ross is fantastic. Not only does... I mean, I don't know... What I do know is that when they used to shoot this show, he basically did, if he could do all the episodes for a season in one day, he would.
Yep.
And what he would do, every painting you see him do, he's done twice. He's done the first one that he has that you off screen that he's using as a reference for painting for the teaching. So he's done it once just to get an idea and a frame of reference so he can then teach it to you, and then he does it again, as you know, not perfectly you know, obviously.
What's great is also he always admits this stuff. Like, you learn, like, there's no, like, back behind the scenes stuff, because he's telling you everything right in front what's going on behind the scenes.
He does. He also tell you, it's like, yeah, and, like, I love beating the devil on my brush, but my film crew hates it because they get paints everywhere on their pants. And it's like, he's telling us everything.
What's great is, actually, somebody posted a video of Bob Ross speed painting a thing, and he goes, I wish that I could paint minis as Bob Ross paints scenery.
Yeah.
And people started making these like little tiny like comments about, you know, saying stuff, you know, in Bob Rossy style.
Yeah.
And I stole your bit that you always wanted for us to do with our painting series, which hopefully maybe this year, pray, maybe I can get started up again. And I posted the comment going, now here's the real fun part. Just take the brush, dip it in some paint theater, shake it out, and just beat the heresy.
Yeah, I don't think
and it got like a bunch of likes. Someone went, "That's brilliant!" But, like, it's true. That's what. If you really want to bring Bob Ross into your hobby thing, you beat the heresy out of your brush.
Exactly. What I loved about Bob Ross, because again, there were other paint shows on at his time, and there are some paint shows on nowadays, I've noticed, but nobody could captivate you like Bob Ross, in my opinion. And what I loved about it, he basically goes, so I got this 1-inch paintbrush from the hardware store. It's like, I'm going to make a mountain with it. And he made a mountain with it.
He's nuts, and he's so zen. You could fall asleep listening to that guy. He just soft-spoken and just,
I wish that, in college it was hard to find Bob Ross stuff on the internet because it wasn't. But when I did, and when I could, and I actually own a DVD set of his for painting, I used to, in college, watch this stuff to calm me down when I was getting really agitated with stuff. I put on Bob Ross and it's just like,
Yeah, Matt, the clown, because I used to roommate with him, he had a bunch of Bob Ross episodes saved on his computer, and whenever, like, school was getting him agitated or he was just getting really frustrated, I'd see him watching Bob Ross.
And he's fantastic. I mean, the dude paints with a house painting thick 1-inch brush and a palette knife. He paints with a knife. You're not supposed to paint with a knife.
Nope. And what's funny is he was in the Air Force.
Yep. He was stationed in Alaska.
Yes, and he used to like be like screaming, doing like the drill sergeant and, you know, Full Metal Jacket style. I'm like, I can't see you screaming at people, Bob.
Yeah, I love the fact he's like, yeah, I used to have to be all like that. It's like, and I hated it, and it's just like I can't even imagine it. Like, if I was ever in the presence of Bob Ross, not just painting, just in life, right? Yeah. And all of a sudden he screamed, I would probably tear up, not because I was scared of it, because like something truly terrible has happened to make him scream. What did you do?
What did the world do to you?
Point him out, Bob Ross, and I will take care of it. Who forced you to scream? Like I don't even know. Like that's how I think it would have to be. It's just like, was that Bob Ross? Was he angry?
Yes.
Who made Bob Ross angry?
It's one of those things where you just cannot imagine it happening, and then you don't know what to do when it happens.
Yeah, I mean, he's great. The way he paints is great. And what's funny is how you're saying it for miniatures. When I was been watching it lately, I'm like, I want to try one of his landscapes, but I want to do it in a StarCraft setting. Like they're on like the Dark Templar homeworld. I want to do like purple mountains and like crystal and like a pylon crystal in the background or something. I want to try that out.
Yeah, no, he is very good at encouraging people to try painting. I'm like, man, you're so good at making me want to paint.
What I like is that how he does it is he's not saying everybody's a rock star.
Yep.
But he's saying is like, if anybody can pick up a brush and give it a shot. And there's no mistakes when you're just playing, having fun, and trying. If you're trying this out, you're doing it right. Yep. That's not the best advice to have for brain surgery or rocket science or stuff like that. But for like a hobby, it's perfect. Like that's the advice that any hobbyist, whether it's miniature wargaming, card gaming, remote controlled cars, whatever your hobby is, the Bob Ross approach is the way to do it.
It's surprisingly, like, as you saying that, like I was saying, I was like checking out Duncan's stuff. It was actually mid-painting a mini. I was listening to Bob Ross, and I was sitting there like, oh man, I'd really like to do like a really good skull effect, and he's in the background going, you can do it. You just have to try. You can do it. I'm like, you know what? I can do it. Let me find that video that Duncan shows, and I picked up that video, and bam, I was like, you told me the truth, Bob.
Yeah, I mean, Bob Ross is a good example because it's pretty mainstream. Even if people never really watch an episode, they know him from some type of parody or therefore. Yeah. He's a really good example of when somebody who is a master of their craft in their own way, which he was, has no holds bar about telling all. He'll tell you all. Like, one of the best actor studio thing, whatever, inside the actor's studio, whatever, that I ever seen was with Billy Joel. They had Billy Joel on one episode, and it just, with Lipton, whatever that show is called. Yes. You know what I'm talking about? And Billy Joel just basically told like music industry secrets for how to get a certain sound, how to do certain things for music and cadence and tempo. He just basically laid it all out there in a way that wasn't condescending, in a way that wasn't like, I am so perfect, look at me. But he basically like told like another master of the craft, telling you how it is without any worrying of repercussions. And when you encounter something like that, no matter how prideful you may be as a person, you owe it to yourself to be a sponge in that situation if it's something that you want, because you don't get that to happen often. A lot of people who are masters of their craft, whether it's a hobby craft thing or art or whatever it is, tend to hoard it, or they tell you enough to get you rolling, but they don't truly go, and here is the secret formula. Bob Ross gave you the secret formula, so
he did. He was very good at that. He
was, and it's really good information to live by, and in terms of doing hobby stuff. Even though he's doing oil paintings on canvas, just if you want to do non-metallic metal, give it a shot. You can do it. You just have to try. It goes hand in hand with, I forget which famous person said the saying, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take."
Yes, I don't know who said that, but I know the thing you said.
Yeah, and that is another. It's along the same lines. That's why, it's part of the reason why I really want you to get into the whole. Like I said, when you ask resolutions, I really want to get into BattleTech, the manager game. I mean, I've come to the realization that BattleTech is probably my favorite genre of sci-fi, really, for gaming. Like it beats 40K setting and everything for me. I just never really tried to pursue it, but I'll never actually pursue it unless I try. So I might as well try to pursue it. Finally, have I actually tried yet? Well, I went to the website But I mean,
That's a start.
but it's something. So I mean, but it's funny that you bring up Bob Ross because I've been watching Bob Ross. But I was looking at going, man, I want to make a Protoss landscape.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Also, just with bringing up Blizzard products, this is the year that the Necromancer is going to get released for Diablo 3. So I don't know when in 2017, but the Necromancer pack is going to be a thing for Diablo 3 BTW.
Soon.
Yes. Lone Star.
Looking at her, that was on last night.
Was it?
It was. I was watching it with my parents. I was like, "Ooh, Spaceballs," and it just chimed in when they were doing Mr. Rental. So it was at the now, sir. Everything that's happening now is happening now part. It was glorious. Can't wait for the sequel.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, because Rick Moranis said yes, and they said they're working on it.
Talk about, Duke Nukem Forever level of sequel.
Well, they had to wait for Force Awakens. Because the other one came out after Return of the Jedi, so they needed new material.
Fair enough.
And it works still perfectly because they're roughly the same age as the cast of Star Wars. And it's as cruel and morbid as it sounds. The two unfortunate actors that passed away are the two characters that are easily to explain why they're different.
Yeah.
Because Barf was a dog.
Yeah.
And Dot Matrix was a computer.
Barf was a Mog. Half
It's
man.
true.
Half
dog. He was his own best friend.
friend.
But you can easily write that off as in he lives his life in dog years. And Dot Matrix was upgraded.
There you go.
Who
was Dot Matrix again?
Joan Rivers.
Really?
Joan Rivers played her. Well, it wasn't her, but she was the voice.
The voice, right?
Yeah.
I think I remember seeing that in the casting, but until somebody says it, I'm like, no. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where I not that I'm lost in the character because let's face it, it's not a very deep character, but it's just like I don't know. I always get disarmed and forget that.
And another thing, a lot of people don't realize it, and it makes the joke even funnier. And it's funny because of recent trailers that have released. The guy in the diner that says, "Oh no, not again," that's the actual actor that the chest burster pops out of in the first Alien movie.
Yep.
And the joke is so much funnier when you know that's who it is.
Exactly.
And looking here, we are out of time.
Indeed.
So, let us know in the comments what your your hobby resolution is. We would love to hear it. And hopefully this year will be a lot more productive on our end.
Yeah, hopefully. And on top of what resolution you might have, I'm going to call it the Bob Ross effect. What is the Bob Ross effect for something that you haven't tried yet? Whatever it is, post it in the comments and then give it a try and let us know.
Yes, and that is all for right now. So until next time, Fearless Gamers, thank you all for watching. And this is Matt the Vet.
James Wildcard.
Saying take care.
Peace.